Okay, and it's going to ask you to agree to be recorded. And all right, great. This is Debbie Horvich, and I'm sharing her with you today because of her expertise in publishing and marketing. And Debbie is a book publishing and author promotions fairy godmother. She's got 25 years of professional experience working with clients from global brands and events, including celebrity leaders in their fields, and media channels and individual experts and authorities. Her special magic is seeing ways for authors to be exceptional and attract the attention of media channels and authorities to them and their books so they can enjoy bigger media exposure, more high-ticket clients coming to them, and more of the type of promotional events and experiences that could not be planned or purchased. So whatever you dream about achieving, Debbie can help. That's why I bring her here today. She has some really great stuff to share with us, so I'm excited. So welcome, Debbie.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here as well. And yeah, there's lots of great stuff going on in the world of publishing and in our smaller community. Vanessa, we're, as book publishers, we are breaking ceilings and breaking down walls and getting rid of editing and keeping our voices and ourselves small.
Yes.
And we're taking bigger leaps and bigger risks and getting way bigger rewards. And I'm super excited because all that energy is reflected in multi-author books. And all that excitement. It is so exciting when you join something like a multi-author book and you have the whole, it's like a whirling dervish of excitement and opportunity that it sucks everything into it.
This is so true.
So I'm super excited to be here today because the conversations that we have, especially conversations with you, I find they tend to go on a long time, but we have so many ideas. And so this really started to concrete after our conversation last week. And I sort of, I think, worked my way into this audience here with Vanessa. So thank you everyone for watching. And thank you, Vanessa, for having me on.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you. And yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about your background in publishing?
Definitely. Well, I mean, books have been kind of my thing. Even media channels have been my thing since I was a young child. But books definitely, because I grew up in the 1970s before any of the digital media even existed. But my dad was a tech guy, so we did have a computer early. But books, both my parents were teachers, so books were all over the house. And I grew up way out in the countryside in a town of less than 300 people. And we couldn't even get cable. So there was like a complete lack of exposure to anything outside. Very little television, no magazines, but books everywhere. We had a whole wall in the den of books. And so I am it's in my DNA to be fascinated by media channels, by books, and really by authors. Cool. And even by publishers, because I can tell you almost every book I've ever read my entire life, I read the publisher's description. The publisher's disclaimer page at the front of the book. I read every single page of every book that I read.
Oh, wow.
Such a nerd, right? Like, of course, I couldn't do anything other than work with authors and books. It's my path in this life. So yeah, I've been working professionally in media for 25 years with media channels, focusing on buying mostly. A little bit of sales, but really what I loved doing was identifying sponsorship opportunities for my clients and putting them together along with influencers or up and coming celebrities who were really not who didn't quite have the platform. They weren't quite charging as much as like the Hollywood celebrities would charge. So I could get some really cool opportunities and help uplift people who are trying to break through. And what's different about me is that I can see and create virtually unlimited media inventory that can be sold to sponsors from almost any media production on any platform.
That's exciting.
Well, I'm like, wow, that is special magic.
Yes,
And that's why I'm excited to be here talking to you today, because you are in a media channel. The book that you're producing is a media channel, and it exists, the media channel exists not just within the confines of the physical book itself, but in the idea of the book. The fact that you are participating in this book, that you are the author of the upcoming book, means that you now have this window of time before the book is released to leverage people's imagination, to leverage people's interest in participating in what you're going to create. Because the day that the book comes out, the day that you release it out to the public, people will see it and they'll go, oh, that's what they were creating.
Yeah.
So their imagination stops at that point. If you start promoting yourself and promoting the book early, individually as the co-authors in the book early, people are going to be attracted to that. They're going to be attracted to you because they're going to see what you're doing as a potential opportunity for themselves. Literally, you want them to ride your coattails of the success opportunity. You want to put it out there. Listen, I'm going to the top. Come with me.
Yes.
All my clients, when I, the very first book that I was going to produce, all I did was make the decision in my head. I'm going to be writing this book. I had no clue how I was going to publish it or get it published or get, an agent or a publisher or any of that. I had no clue. All I did was make the decision. I'm going to have it done at some point in the next year or two-ish.
Right.
And I announced it on my Facebook. I said, I'm the author of the upcoming book, How to Attract the Influence of Celebrities to Your Online Content Using Google Plus Hangouts on Air. And I did say that that was a working title because I knew it was a terrible title. And it eventually got shortened to Celebrity Hangouts on Air, which I really liked.
Yes.
And was a really good title. But the working title, I made that announcement on my Facebook profile. No image, no links, no nothing. And within 3 weeks, I was speaking on stage at Google conferences where I had never been offered the opportunity to speak before. And within 2.5 months, I had a $40,000 consulting contract from a university that wanted to participate. They wanted to hire my consulting services about Google Plus Hangouts on Air because they wanted the opportunity, if it was a success, they wanted the opportunity to be written about in the book.
That's awesome. Do you see that kind of?
It was a $40,000 contract, right?
That's beautiful. Is that in line with the kind of results that you see for contributors to a multi-author book, or is that how do you feel like?
I think that's small. I think that was put that out there, and that's just a drop in the bucket of the opportunity, because I did nothing to promote it. I put that on my Facebook profile. I didn't put it anywhere strategic. I didn't put it specifically in front of my target audience. Now, I have been building my Facebook friends list to be primarily my target audience if I can. But at that point in 2013, when I did that, no, it was just, let me see how I can leverage the fact that I'm becoming a best-selling book author, that I've made this commitment. When I put it out there into the world, what will happen? Who can I draw in to support me? And that support that I was looking for was financial, but also it was clients, and also it was media channels and supporters. And I got it, right? So what I have today that I really want to talk about is a very specific step-by-step way that you as a co-author in this multi-author book can begin leveraging the fact that you're becoming a best-selling book author, and that has appeal to so many of your peers, the people that you've worked with for years, the people that know you, like you, and trust you, people that have paid you money as your employer, or that have hired you and been your clients, right? They want to know more. They want to be deeper with you. And this program gives you an opportunity to identify the low-hanging fruit within your community well before you launch the book. And it will even help you establish a strong relationship with those, the ideal clients. And we'll talk about what those ideal clients are in a few minutes. It gives you an opportunity to establish a relationship with those ideal clients in advance, where they're paying you, and getting they're getting not an advance copy of your book, but they're pre-purchasing their copy of your book so that they'll get it as soon as it comes out, autographed by you, of course. What you're doing is you're getting them to pay you, really, to help you promote you being in the book. Because when they hire you in advance of your book coming out, if you wow them with this introductory offer that is easy for you to give, and it's like throwing confetti and they're like, oh my God, I love that I spent money with this person.
Right.
You want them to feel that when your book comes out, when they get the copy of your book in the mail, they're going to start promoting it all over social media. I have been working with this book author and things are amazing. Here's the book. It's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely good stuff. So big things can happen from this for sure. So yes, you've kind of been hinting at this suggestion you've got for how the authors can start making money right away instead of waiting until the book launches. It sounds really powerful. So please do tell us what you got going on and your ideas about how that works.
So the whole idea is you very much leveraging the fact that you're being in this book, that you're leading up to marketing for the launch. The whole thing is that a lot of it, and probably a lot of the reason why you decided that you wanted to participate in this multi-author book, is to sort of reintroduce yourself to everyone. Not just as the person that you've always been, or the person that they assume you've always been and you're never going to change, but look, I am changing. Here's where I'm going. Here's the awesome stuff that I have to offer now. And if you don't want to come with me, if you do, awesome. So it's really about identifying the best people within your community, and being able to start to bring in revenue for your business and for the book, from the book, because of the book, right away. And so what it is really, I want you to think about creating an introductory package. It's like a reintroductory package for your ideal clients. And the way to put this together so that it's so that it really works well for business is I want you to price it at $500. Price it at $500 because then you really only need to sell one a week in order for you to be making an extra $2,000 a month because you're in this book. And that is excellent return on your investment. Right off the bat, an extra $2,000 a month in your bank account. Oh, For a lot of people, I know that that can do a lot. That can pay your rent, that can pay a lot of your basic bills, that can give a whole lot of the stress off. And I know that you're in this multi-author book because you want to promote your business, because you want to sell more, because you want to have better clients coming to you more easily, willing to jump through more hoops to work with you, willing to pay a premium to work with you. So the $500 package, now you're not messing around with a $47 offer or a freebie or any of that. You're not mucking up the system. What you're doing is you're looking to identify who are the people that have the money and are already ready to buy from you, but you just haven't made them the right offer yet. Right? Here's the main thing. The reason why you aren't selling yet is because you aren't making offers yet.
Very powerful. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you got to start making some
very
offers.
basic, very powerful.
Right? The more offers you make, if you make 100 offers in the next week, I guarantee you, if you can do a few live streams and have 100 people watch it, I guarantee you at least one person will buy your $500 offer.
Yeah, I would think so with those numbers for sure.
Right? 1% conversion. And it would have to be a very basic offer to only do that, right?
Yeah.
If you have 100 people on a webinar or live stream or watching your video and watching to the end, to the offer, you're probably going to convert 3 or 4%. You might even make $2,000 off of that one video, right? So the important thing is the $500 identifies those key people who are leaning in. They're the potential to be your $40,000 contract, right? The university that hired me, that was a consulting contract. So it was about 150 hours over 4 months for $40,000. Not bad. It was very, very part-time. And their very first payment to me was $20,000.
Nice.
I liked it. It was very nice. They made a $20,000 payment up front and then 2 more payments of $10,000 every 30 days.
Love it. That's
great. And that was because I announced my book. I had no title, or I had the title, but it was terrible. I had no cover. I had no interviews. Yeah, all they were just seeing, oh wait, she's actually doing something now. She's made a commitment. And they could see me doing these celebrity interviews frequently. So they were like, oh, it makes sense that she's writing a book about it. Right? So the $500 offer, this is the most spectacular introduction package that you can possibly think about, that you have to offer, that is easy for you to offer. And that is like, it's like, it will give them the big quick win, sort of like you're throwing confetti around. Right. And they go, oh my God, I'm so excited to be working with this person. I got to find more budget. I got to go talk to my partner about getting $20,000 to work with them, because now in this introductory offer, they get a sampling. They get just a little taste for $500, but it's a big success. They go, oh, imagine what we could get for 20,000.
Right.
Right. So you make them this offer. The way that you construct it, I kind of like to go with the offer itself. You construct it in the way that ClickFunnels talks about their story arc and their offer construction is you make a hook, you tell a story, and then you make the offer. So the hook is, here's what I have to solve your problem, like identifying their pain point or identifying their main desire that your introductory package will give to them. The headline, what is the big promise? Then you tell a story about why you know that they need this.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then you give them the offer if you're still watching this video, if you're still listening to me, I know that what I've said means something to you. So reach out to me, send me a DM, and we'll talk about it.
Very
And
straightforward.
I'll get you signed up. You know, it's $500. I'll get you signed up. And it can be as simple. That's the idea. Like, that's how you put it together. Now you want some ideas of exactly what you're going to offer within that $500. I think you could do a VIP afternoon,
Mhm.
which is what I offer in mine. I do a 2-hour VIP session that really gives them a taste of what I can offer. And I will point out that is exactly how I got the $40,000 contract.
Okay.
Because when I was speaking at the Google conference, I was looking at my phone in between one of the panel sessions that I was moderating. I was sitting in the audience and I looked at my phone and I checked my emails, which I almost never do, but I was at this conference for 4 days. So I was like, oh, let me check my emails. And someone had seen that I was speaking at this conference, who I knew from Twitter, that I had interviewed. She had interviewed me about 6 months earlier on Twitter about Hangouts on Air. We'd done a tweet chat. She sent me an email while I was sitting at that conference saying, I'd like to hire you. Can you do like an afternoon session for me on Google Plus Hangouts on Air? And I was like, that's perfect.
That's
So
cool.
I offered her a 3-hour session, which I know there's no way you're going to, like, for 3 hours, you're going to get overloaded.
Yeah.
And you're going to get amazing value, but it's not going to be enough to do anything. So I'm like, sure, let's do a 3-hour session. And she loved it, but it wasn't nearly enough. And then she came back and said, let's negotiate a contract, which ended up being this $40,000 contract because they have budget.
Yes. Awesome.
Right? Your ideal clients have budget. They don't need anyone's approval to spend $500.
Makes sense.
Or, maybe they need to speak to their spouse, as they always would, but, generally it's still not something, like, they don't really need approval
Right.
on. So that's really the idea. So VIP afternoon is good. You could do a Zoom presentation to their group, like a 30-minute presentation, and then offer the $500 introductory session or introductory offer. You could do a webinar on someone else's community and then make a $500 offer.
Right.
Right? There's lots of ways you can do this, which would be great with cross promo, which is really what we're doing here, Vanessa.
Exactly.
And like the Zoom opportunity is great with corporate, because then like you can offer it to them, and bring in 200 of your corporate employees, and we'll do this session and I'll offer the $500 session at the end of it.
Well,
Or corporate, if they have 200 people on the webinar, maybe you charge them $20,000 to do the presentation. And then you charge them $5,000 a month for Q&A access to help execute on your offers.
yeah, absolutely.
Right? There's
Yeah.
loads of ways to leverage the media channel that you are in, that you're in many ways the owner, or at least the steward of. Lots of things you can do. It excites me. So that's the sort of esoteric, creative cloud. We've created air that we can sell, right?
Yes. Valuable air.
It's air. It's really what we've got to sell. Now, how do we make that really concrete, right? How do you actually get money from this air idea? Okay, right. So you want to write down the key points. It's $500. Here's what I offer within that bucket of $500. make sure you've got your hook, story, and offer.
Mhm.
And then all you have to do is say, if you like this idea, it's $500. If you're ready to go, here's my bonus, my fast action bonus, or discount, or whatever you want to offer to get them to take action right away. Send me a DM.
Mhm.
And in the DM, when they say, okay, I'm ready to go, you can create a PayPal link for them really easily. On PayPal, it's free, that you send them the link and they click it and it pays you the amount of money that you want. So
Awesome.
that's like, now you've got a concrete thing. You took an idea, an air,
Mhm.
and you can get money in your bank account now.
Awesome. So question for you. A lot of the people that I'm talking to that are coming into the book are used to working on a very one-on-one level, very, I guess, kind of in an intimate space with their clients. The idea of scaling on the level that you're talking about might be a little bit uncomfortable. I know that you offer some support in putting these packages together. Is that something that you are prepared to support them through, conceptualizing how to take the individual to a larger scale?
Well, definitely.
Okay.
I will make an offer that where I will help you. I do have a VIP strategy session for creating your $500 offer.
Beautiful.
And it really will demonstrate for you exactly the steps. This is my $500 offer that I leverage to bring in new clients as often as I want. I've been doing $500 offers for a long time. It's just the easiest way to identify who is truly a client and or who's there to waste your time. Because when you put a $500 offer in front of people, they're gonna split like the Red Sea. Most people are gonna go, okay, thanks for your free information, and I'll see you next time. But
Right.
a handful of people are gonna stick around and go, yeah, I love what you said, but I'm not gonna do it myself. So send me your $500 PayPal because I want you to do it for me.
Right.
And you will get like, you will have the feeling, if you work with me on this $500 offer of your own within my $500 offer, you will have the feeling of confetti and, oh my
Yeah,
God, working with Debbie is so amazing.
I agree. That's awesome. So, yeah, I guess, do you want to tell us more about like what they would be constructing, or are you ready to share how you would be able to support them? Or
I do. I want to tell them before I get into what my offer is. I
Mhm.
want to tell them two things. One is I want to tell them now we've constructed, the offer, which is
Mhm.
very air and esoteric. We've made it concrete by giving you the PayPal button that you can send to anybody easily. You've got $500. Bing, bang, boom. You got a new client. We love that. Don't we love that?
I love
Who
that.
would want like an extra easy $2,500 a month?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we've made it concrete. Now, what I want to do is really empower you with more than just put this out on your social media profiles or put it out, in the biggest Facebook groups that you can find. I want you to think about the niche, whatever, however you want to choose to say it, the niche groups where you have a special connection to them, where they know you, where they're more likely to already know, like, and trust you.
Mhm.
These are the low-hanging fruit that already exist within your community. And the reason why they haven't bought from you yet is because you just haven't made them the offer.
Right.
So I want you to find the groups that are not big, broad, general groups, These are really, really niche groups that only you know about, that only, you and a few hundred or maybe a few thousand people actively participate. And before, I think it was before we started recording, Vanessa, I was telling you the example group that I'm in Facebook, because my background is media buying.
Mhm.
I'm in a group of on Facebook of Canadian media buyers for ad agencies and sales reps that represent the major media that sell to them.
Mhm.
So it's a very, very small Facebook group. There's maybe 1,500 people in Canada who do this job in total ish. Maybe more on the sales side, but I'm estimating. And in the group, maybe 125 people, but I was thinking about it, they're media buyers. And I would conservatively estimate that they have a buying power of $500 million a year for their clients. So
Mhm.
I have the opportunity, because they know, like, and trust me, they like, as soon as I became self-employed, I was making offers to my old colleagues, my old peers, my old bosses, and they were hiring me. For the first 5 years of being self-employed, I didn't have to go look for clients, because I was making offers in the communities where people knew me, and they were like, oh, you do that now? Yes, that's exactly what we need. Bing, bang, boom. Because we know you, we can send you money easily and quickly. So I want you to find the low-hanging fruit, the people that you speak their unique language. People talk in media, we talk in GRPs and MABs and, all MPAs and all of these acronyms that nobody knows except for us.
Right.
Find those groups where you speak a different language, where you speak the language that they speak and nobody else in the world does. They will know, like, and trust you more. And that's where you're going to easily, if you go into those groups and you offer your authority, you offer them value, you go in to teach them, and then you make them a $500 offer. Teach them something that is in your story, in your book.
Yeah, that's
right?
great.
Teach them something that makes them prepared to be your ideal client. Like, if you find that you wish your clients were coming to you more X, Y, or Z, teach them how to be that more X, Y, and Z. Get them to pay you to prepare themselves for becoming your perfect client.
That's brilliant. I love it.
It is kind of brilliant. Yep. So that's really the key. Like, it's just a simple suggestion. Like, don't think about the shotgun method of advertising, which is, I'm just gonna, shoot as many pellets out to as many people as I can see without discernment, because you're going to get a whole lot of people coming at you, asking you for stuff that, and they're freebie seekers, and they're going to waste your time, and they're going to make you hate the whole process. What we want is really excited people going, oh my God, I have $500 and I want that now. Right. And she's only got 5. I want one of the 5.
Oh yeah. So setting up like a limit on the number that you can offer, creating that sense of urgency.
I only have space for 5 of these each month. And I, 3 of them are already sold. So if you want the last 2, be quick.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you mentioned that you would include, like, once the book comes out, a signed copy of the book.
Of course. Of course, because you need a reason to be making this offer. And it's not, it really is, you're not going out there in Facebook groups and advertising. You're going out in Facebook groups and sharing value and sharing stories. And if they come to you, if you have the opportunity to schedule like a presentation like I'm doing today, then you can make the offer.
Awesome.
And on your own profile, you can make very specific offers. Like, you can go into those groups and just teach and give value, bringing people back to your profile where you can add links and sell and you know, put your $500 in your featured image, so that, you know, everyone knows, here's how I start working with Debbie.
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes sense.
I have one last tip for your audience.
Okay.
Okay, this
We
is,
wanna hear it.
I've done millions of dollars worth of media sales in my career. Mostly I did media buying for ad agencies, which gave me a really different perspective on buying or on sales when you are the person with the budget. When you're the person sitting on that side of the desk and you have to spend, it was my job to spend my client's budget fully and the best that I could every single year. And so, yeah, I had to spend $10 million a year. And the sales reps that were talking to me knew I had to spend $10 million a year. So they were competing for a slice of the pie. So I have a ton of experience selling. And one of the things that really turned things around for me when I was transitioning from mostly corporate and national big brand sales and buying into small business consulting and working with individuals and authors, the thing that I learned that really turned everything in sales around for me was this one phrase. And the phrase is this understanding, and I want you to repeat this to yourself until you feel like you totally get it. It's so much easier to sell what they want to buy than what you have to sell. So what that means is ask them questions. This is how you sell without having to sell. If you don't like selling, I don't like selling either. I hate selling, but I've done it my whole career. I can't say I hate it. I kind of love it because I'm good at it and I never ever sell. Like I'm not a hard sales kind of person. I make offers, I educate people, and I wait for the people who want to buy to identify themselves and come to me. And I've done quite well with that. Lots of people come to me. So what that means is you ask them questions specifically about their pain and their desires. This is how you get into the sales conversation. When you're bringing them from your offer into your DMs, and now they're asking you all sorts of questions, you want to ask them questions about their pain and about their desires so that when you tell them about the details of your offer, you can highlight exactly what it is that they want and that they need within your offer that you're making to them. So they're being offered exactly what they want and they said that they need. When you listen, and what that tells them is you listen. You listen to them, you listen to their needs. You're not just selling to anyone who will buy. You're listening specifically to them. And they equate this, oh my God, she listens, which is so rare. It's so rare in this day and age for anyone to actually stop and listen to what they need. When you do that, the equal sign is confidence. That you can serve them, that you will do them right. When they buy this $500 offer, when they start championing you to their boss who will give them approval on a $40,000 budget, you want to convey that confidence and asking questions so that you can tell what it is that excites them. Right? Like if you just ask them these questions on a survey online, you don't get that excitement. You don't get to hear what makes them insecure to answer, what makes them excited to answer, right? And you weave that into your offer, which is you're not changing your offer. You're just highlighting the elements of your offer that already exist that serve these needs that they said. It's kind of like when you're job hunting, customizing your resume to each job application, right? You're customizing your offer to them. And you can also prepare your objections and your modifications in advance, because you probably already know what objections people are going to have. So I would prepare those in advance, maybe on a video or something like that you can send them in the DM, so that you're answering their objections before they even get to answer them for you, and saying, and if this doesn't work for you, I've got a modification that's really going to work for you. And the lovely thing about modifications is you charge more for them.
Well, there you
it's
go.
A service, it's convenience. They want something different than what you offer. Okay, absolutely. I'm happy to do that for you.
It'll cost this much.
And that's how business works.
Yeah,
nothing is free. We know that. And like, we participate in free marketing, but it's not free. It's got a purpose. And it gives value.
Right. Yes.
Which makes it not free. Right. So that's the everything I have to share for you today.
Okay. I love that. That's awesome. So, so if people want to work with you to go ahead and build their $500 offer,
yes.
You have an offer for that. And I have a little bonus I'm going to give them if they work with you. And I'll share that real quick, that, I'll have a tapping video for you guys to help you clear resistance to charging $500 for your offer and promoting it. And I'm going to do a little brainstorming around other obstacles that might come up around that topic and add that in there too. But that'll be an exclusive offer for people who sign up with Debbie. And I'll let you explain a little more, Debbie, about what you're actually offering in your $500 offer.
Yeah. Well, and so mine is a VIP strategy session. It's 2 hours working with me, where I will help you craft specifically the idea around your offer. We will build your PayPal button or landing page, whatever you're ready for, whether it's just a simple link that you have to be able to send out to people. We'll actually build that for you. And I will also go into, we'll brainstorm around those groups where you can go market and offer. And we'll do a quick brainstorm so that you have a ton of ideas about what to talk about in those groups and how to draw people back either to your own profile or straight into your DMs, so that then you can start to have a sales conversation with them, where you meet, sort of nullify the objections that they might have, and serve them up with modifications that really help give them confidence that you're going to do them right when they buy from you.
That's awesome.
And that is my $500 offer.
Awesome. So
a little bit of confetti.
A little bit of confetti. And yeah, Debbie is like always full of ideas. It's amazing. So whatever ideas you don't come up with, she probably will.
Well, I think it's about the experience and connections within media channels. I still have a ton of connections. So really, it's like, if you want to leverage yourself as an expert within any trade community, I will help you specifically strategize how to get into that and position yourself as the go-to expert in your expertise within this community that already knows you. So there's no way with working with me that you won't be selling these. I would think, 5 or 10 of them per month.
Wow, that's really amazing. Yeah. And I mean, just really that alone, I mean, considering your program, the price that you're offering your program at and the price for getting into the book, I mean, there's definitely a clear opportunity to profit from this right away for the contributors. So that's exciting.
Definitely.
Really
Definitely.
great.
There's no reason to wait. When you decided to take advantage of this opportunity that Vanessa has given you to participate in the book that she's producing, there is really, like, if you're not making money already from it, you're the only one holding yourself back, right?
Mhm.
It's all just spiritual, emotional crap that you need to clear out. So yeah, take advantage of my offer. It is limited. I only have a few packages that I can offer to this for people in August.
Yeah.
So let me know if you want to be one of those people. We will be scheduling the call for, you know, if you want to do it right away, I will schedule it for you right away. But if we could wait until the 1st of August, that will be good as well. But take advantage of it, because you will never get this time back. Once the book is published, you can never turn the clock back and do more preparation for the launch.
Correct.
And what you're doing here is preparing yourself for the launch and getting paid for it. Why would you wait to bring in money? Don't
Right?
wait to bring in money. That waiting to bring in money is what authors who are on the struggle bus do. They wait for their book to sell them, which
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's not going to do that. Your book is an inanimate object.
Yeah.
If you don't sell it, no one will care.
It's a positioner, but it's definitely the icebreaker for a lot of opportunities. So, and this is definitely one of them. So it's really exciting times, and it's been an honor having you here, Debbie. Of course, if you want to go ahead and communicate with Debbie about working with her, reach out to her on Facebook, and she's added as a member of our group here as one of the support persons for our team. So you should be able to find her in the list of members. And if you have any issues getting a hold of her, let me know. I'll make sure I connect you. So, yeah.
If I'm ignoring anyone, she'll come.
She doesn't ignore people. So awesome. Well, again, Debbie, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your ideas. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this can prosper our members and the people that they can reach. And really appreciate everything you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay.